seeing is leading up to Black Friday, it was 20 to 30%. As of today, this morning, I'm seeing 40 and up to 70%.
Wow.
So we have a really short period of time this year, as we all know, and it's really condensed. But the consumer today is really targeted in what they're doing. So they're going out there and they are finding some of these deep discounts to really benefit because they are, budget conscious right now.
So that's kind of where I wanted to go to, Angie. What's your view of the consumer here? The retail sales numbers we see are pretty solid. Inflation's coming down. Employment is, 4.1%, very low. Wage gains seem pretty solid. But we know that there's just this K-shaped economy out there where a lot of folks are, struggling, quite frankly. What are you seeing in the numbers?
Yeah, no, I would agree with you. But what I'm really interested in monitoring right now is these deep discounts. So what consumers doing is they're cautious, but they're very strategic in how they're buying, where they're buying, and what they're buying. So they may not be buying as much as they have in prior years, but what they are doing is they're buying fewer items, but that are very thoughtful, that they're providing to either their families or their loved ones. So I think it's much more strategic in terms of how they're going about this shopping season. The other thing I'd say is there's a lot of FOMO out there. I am really surprised. The shopping bags are still all around. Earlier this week, I went to Disney, downtown Disney, and it was just packed with shoppers buying, all the pre-Black Friday sale items. So people are still out there buying.
What specific products do you think when you're thinking more about electronics versus apparel, where do you see people spending the most?
Yeah, definitely. I think, you're not going to see on the high end, high price point electronics, but like the AirPods, things of that nature. Look, I just bought these. These are my first and only Meta glasses that I wanted to test out, and they were on sale. It was like, hey, if I'm going to get 30% off, might as well try it. But my point is that I think you're going to start seeing, more of the kind of the lower price point items on the electronic side, more on beauty. I would say I think people are a bit, flushed out on apparel, so not as much. I think shoes are definitely going to be on the higher end, so you're going to see a lot of people buying more on the shoe side.
Jess, we had Dana Telsley from Telsley Advisor in earlier this week, and she said the go-to item is the Birkenstock closed-toe shoe, which I immediately thought of John Tucker.
Right.
I mean, so
Oh, yeah.
The top of his list along with that hammer.
exactly.
I asked for so little.
Yeah, so Angie, we saw when Walmart reported that they said they saw a lot of strength coming from some of their customers with incomes north of $100,000. That surprised a lot of people. So it seems like people are looking for a lot of folks are just looking for value out there.
It's all about the value game right now. It's, I would say, middle income and below, they're all out there looking for that. That I think is the name of the game, because you have to stop and think about it. For those that are, in the $100,000 range or 100,000 annual income and above, really their spend is allocated very differently. So they're going to be traveling, it's services, they're going to be looking at, actual product purchase. So, their spend is just allocated differently from others.
What about when it comes to shipping and potential product delays this year? Because you were just mentioning how there's a few shorter days ahead of the Christmas holiday.
Yeah, what's really interesting to me is just talking about shipping and delays. We've become so accustomed to getting everything immediately the minute we hit the, buy button. So I think we're going to see a surge in store. So that's our prediction, is that we're going to definitely see much more of a surge in terms of people going into stores and shopping. And hopefully for our retailers, that's a great gain, because maybe they can see an upside in a second purchase.